There is a voice inside you. It's not a loud voice, it's a quiet, fleeting intuition, a flash of insight, a moment of authentic feeling. It is the expression of your own unique genius, and for most of your life you have been taught to ignore it. Society has taught you to trust the voices of others instead, to trust the voices of experts, of tradition, of the crowd, to conform, to fit in. But what if that quiet inner voice is the only thing you should ever truly trust? What if your own individual mind is a direct conduit to the divine, to universal truth? And what if the greatest sin you can commit is to betray that genius for the sake of being liked or accepted? This is the radical, electrifying and timeless argument at the heart of Ralph Waldo Emerson's legendary essay, Self-Reliance. This is not just a piece of writing, it is a declaration of independence for the individual soul. Today on Geeky Philosopher, we are going to explore this foundational text of American philosophy. This is a journey to uncover the profound power that lies dormant within each of us, and a guide to finding the courage to finally trust ourselves. Before we go any further, we need to understand what Emerson means by self-reliance. It is not about being a hermit, isolated from society. It is not about a stubborn, pig-headed refusal to listen to others. Self-reliance is the profound and unwavering trust in your own inner voice, your own intuition, your own divine genius. Emerson believed in a concept called the oversoul, the idea that every individual soul is a part of a larger universal consciousness, a part of God. Therefore, when you have a genuine, spontaneous insight, it is not just your thought, it is a flicker of divine truth expressing itself through you. He famously writes, "To believe your own thought, to believe that what is true for you in your private heart is true for all men, that is genius." The self-reliant person does not look to books or to society or to tradition for the final word on what is true and right. They look inward. They trust the integrity of their own mind. This is the bedrock of his entire philosophy. If trusting yourself is the goal, what are the great enemies that stand in our way? The first and most powerful is society. Emerson writes, "Society everywhere is in conspiracy against the manhood of every one of its members. Its primary demand is conformity. Society does not want you to be a unique, self-reliant individual. It wants you to be a predictable, obedient and easily managed part of the whole. It wants you to adopt its customs, to believe its dogmas, and to value its opinions. Whoso would be a man," Emerson declares, "must be a nonconformist. This requires immense courage. It is the courage to be misunderstood. It is the courage to stand alone, to reject the easy comfort of the crowd's approval. The self-reliant person is not concerned with what other people think is good or bad. They are only concerned with what is true to their own inner constitution. This is not a call for rebellion for its own sake. It is a call for authenticity. It is the understanding that the only way to live a genuine life is to be true to your own inner law, even if, and especially if, it puts you at odds with the world around you. If the first enemy is the external pressure of society, the second is an internal one. It is our own slavish devotion to our past selves. Emerson gives us one of his most famous and brilliant lines. "A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds, adored by little statesmen and philosophers and divines." What does he mean by this? He means that we are often afraid to contradict what we said or did yesterday. We feel a desperate need to be consistent, to maintain a single, unchanging, public persona. We worry that if we change our mind, people will think we are weak or confused. But Emerson argues that this kind of rigid consistency is a form of self-imprisonment. If you are truly growing, learning, and engaging with the world, you must contradict yourself. The person you are today should have a better understanding of the world than the person you were yesterday. To cling to your old beliefs out of a foolish need for consistency is to betray your own growth. He continues, "Speak what you think now in hard words, and tomorrow speak what tomorrow thinks in hard words again, though it contradict everything you said today." The self-reliant person is not attached to their past self. They are committed to the truth of the present moment. They have the courage to grow, to evolve, and to be gloriously, beautifully inconsistent. So how do we cultivate this radical trust in ourselves? First, we must embrace solitude. Not necessarily physical solitude, but a kind of spiritual and intellectual solitude. You must create the quiet space in your own mind to be able to hear your own inner voice, free from the shouting of the crowd. Second, you must learn to act like a child. Emerson admired the nonconformity of children. A child has not yet been beaten into submission by society's expectations. They say what they think, they feel what they feel, with a pure and honest spontaneity. We must try to reclaim this innocent authenticity. Third, you must understand that the self-reliant life is the only path to true peace. When your sense of self-worth is dependent on the approval of others, you are in a constant state of anxiety, always performing, always trying to please. But when you find your anchor within your own soul, you are free. You possess what the Stoics would call an inner citadel. The opinions of the world can no longer touch you. And finally, you must trust that by being your true self, you are performing the greatest possible service to the world. A society of conformists is a stagnant society. It is the nonconformist, the original thinker, the person who has the courage to follow their own unique genius, who pushes humanity forward. Self-reliance is more than an essay, it is a sermon. It is a fiery, poetic, and unapologetic call to awaken to the divine power that lies within each of us. It is a profound and challenging philosophy. It asks us to take complete and total responsibility for our own lives, for our own beliefs, and for our own spiritual development. It asks us to have the courage to be misunderstood, to be inconsistent, and to stand alone. But in return, it offers the greatest prize of all, freedom. The freedom to be the person you were truly meant to be. The freedom to trust the integrity of your own mind. The freedom to see your own life not as a small and insignificant part of the crowd, but as a unique and essential expression of the universe itself. Emerson's timeless message is that the answers you are seeking are not out there in the world. They are in here. You just need to have the courage to listen. This essay is a powerful and necessary antidote to a world that is constantly trying to make you into a copy of someone else. It is a reminder that your own unique perspective is a sacred thing. If you are a nonconformist, a questioner, a seeker who is on a journey to find and trust your own inner voice, then you are a student of this great philosophy. Consider subscribing to Geeky Philosopher, where we believe that the most profound wisdom is the wisdom you find within. Thank you for being here.